Let me tell you a story.
Welcome to My Skeptical Sister.
I'm Megan, the skeptical one.
I'm Erin, the believer. We're recording in the middle of the night.
It feels like it, doesn't it?
I woke up from a nap that I took in my bed and was like, oh my Lord. It has been dark for hours.
For hours. It's 4 o'clock in the morning, Erin.
It feels like it's 4 a.m. Kevin got up to go to work and I was like, are you on day shift all of a sudden? What's happening? No, it's fine. He was working this weekend. Winter is weird.
Winter is weird. It's actually only 9 o'clock.
It's 9:30 and I could go to sleep right now.
Yeah, but yet I'm drinking coffee because some weird thing has happened. I'm like, now we record in the mornings. When we record in the mornings, we go and get alcohol.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, we're recording at night. I need coffee. Full adulthood has happened.
Yeah. You're going to be up all night.
Well, if you want me to be up for this podcast, this is what's going to have to happen because I did not take a nap. I forced myself to stay awake because I knew if I fell asleep, that would be the end of me. I would not get up. I would not have gotten up to come over here.
Yeah.
So I held my eyes open, little toothpicks.
Yeah. Our dad gifted me because it was too much work, an espresso machine, like a little one.
It's lovely.
Megan was like, could you just make me one of those?
And really all I was picturing in my mind was like a shot of black espresso. I'm like, look, I don't care how it tastes. I just need a little bit of something to get me through the night.
Yeah, well,
here we go.
It's the same amount of espresso, except now it tastes delicious.
It really does. I always thought espresso was just such a small amount.
It's like a shot.
This is much more than a shot.
Yeah, it's also milk and creamer.
Oh, good job.
It's like a latte. I made you a latte.
Oh, well, thank you. I only asked for a shot of espresso.
And then I said, do you want me to just make you a latte? And you said, yeah, okay, if you want.
I was so tired. I wasn't listening.
What's happening here? Were you there?
No.
Okay.
No, I have not said I was like a walking zombie when I walked over here. So thank you. I think this is working.
Okay, good.
I'm waking up a little bit.
That's good.
Did a little shimmy just now. I think I'm fine.
Yeah, very nice. Yeah, I worked on my puzzle from the time I got home from school.
See, I would have been dead asleep.
Until I ate dinner and then I took a nap.
That'll do it. Doing puzzle, that sounds like it would put me right to sleep.
Have I told the people on the podcast about this puzzle? It's impossible.
Oh, I thought you were about to talk about the new puzzle pizza. I'm like, I think we've talked about it every
it's
episode for the past 3 weeks.
Yeah, it's still amazing. Everybody should want one. But no, this puzzle is a time warp puzzle, which means that the image that they show you on the box is like a city. Have I talked about this on here?
Yeah, I've already heard
here?
This. No. I've just already heard this riveting story once.
They haven't. But then the night version, but you're doing it at night. So it's a totally different situation. So I'm like,
it looks like the same scene.
It's like the same buildings, only the color's now off because it's at night. And for some reason, cats are running amok in this puzzle.
Well, it's nighttime.
There's like little cat UFO. Wait a minute. Let's stop talking about my puzzle because.
Oh. But wait, I was so into it. Tell me
shut up. It's very interesting, but it's very hard. And I don't know who gave it to me because I opened my presents when I was drunk. So I don't know who gave it to me. And it's very cool, but it's very difficult.
So if you gave it to Erin, please let her know.
Yeah, let me know. But that's the end of that story. Are you on?
So abrupt.
I know. I just remembered because I've got little aliens and spaceships. Are you on the TikTok side that's all UFOs?
I feel like we're being invaded, right?
Like invaded.
Like as we're talking, but nobody's talking about it because everybody's talking about Donald Trump.
I know.
So is that the whole thing? Is this where we're headed? We're like going down a road where everything is a conspiracy now?
I think maybe. Okay. I also
This must feel what it's like to be Republican. I'm sorry, that was really rude.
Oh.
I apologize. That was rude. Go ahead.
Yeah. Also, I still have love in my heart, so
True.
it's fine.
True, but rude. Yeah, exactly. Not completely. And also, we're worried about conspiracies for the correct reasons.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway.
Although they probably think that too, to be fair.
I know.
To be fair.
Kind of the joke.
Okay. Listen, the problem with TikTok, there's only one. No, I'm kidding.
Just one.
Is that because of the algorithm, I'm like, are there suddenly 8 billion spaceships? Or am I suddenly seeing all the videos because they're like, oh, you like spaceships. Let me show you this from whatever.
Right.
So I don't know what's happening. I need like an unbiased report. Although I'm so into TikTok that I also totally missed the news about the insurance guy. Did you hear about that guy?
No. Tell me.
Oh my gosh, Megan.
What?
Okay, listen, this was me yesterday, so I shouldn't judge.
Okay.
And Teresa and Christine were like, Erin, where have you been? And now
I live under a rock.
I know. I'm like, I get all my news from TikTok, and right now it's all aliens. I don't know what to tell you guys.
That also is a very problematic statement.
I know. I'm aware. I'm fully aware it's bad. The CEO of United Healthcare was on his way into a meeting where he was going to talk about like their new profit margin that was like billions and trillions and gazillions.
Okay.
And on his way in,
hit by a car.
An assassin.
What?
With a gun silencer and everything.
What?
Masked, came up and shot him. Killed him.
Do they know who it was? The assassin?
I don't know yet. There's one picture where you can see his face a little bit more.
Well, but he's wearing a mask. That's a really bad assassin.
Well, it was like a hood and then like a winter mask. So it's like you could see his eyes a little bit.
Again, really bad assassin.
Yeah, no, not a great job. But
a little bit smaller. Like get those eye holes really tight in.
Last I've heard, he's on the loose in New York City.
Wow. What was that guy about to say in that meeting?
No. The bullet casings had etched words in it. Deny, defend, depose. Basically saying like, oh, all you care about is the profit, and you're going to be like, oh, we're denying this. Basically, they took their...
Are they denying? I don't know anything
insurance, like, because they're in the crazy, horrible insurance companies that deny everything.
Sure.
So this is definitely somebody who is like
has been
wronged,
messed up by the insurance company. Well, you know what? We all have our point. I'm not saying. I am definitely, again, not condoning going out and assassinating anybody.
No.
But I'm just like, at what point does that madness ever stop or be held accountable?
I know. I know. So that
when
was
I
crazy.
drink coffee out of a mug, it really makes me want to get just really like a little old lady, really judgy.
You're really embracing it right now.
I know.
But the aliens really are everywhere, right? Are you seeing them?
Yeah, Aaron, I think that you're getting duped by TikTok.
Okay, probably. Maybe.
Or not. And we're just not paying enough attention.
Yeah.
Well, here's what I think is just crazy. Didn't they announce a little while ago that aliens are real?
Yeah, and in the ocean.
And it was like, yeah. And then nobody reacted. It's like, oh, yeah, we've all kind of done that.
Yeah, like for years, apparently, they've said that they're there. So it's like, well.
But that's also the most anticlimactic. Like, people have been claiming to see aliens. This has been a debate since the world has been turning.
I know.
And then they finally say, I mean, could you imagine being that person? Like, I cannot wait to break this to everybody. It's going to be crazy. And they tell everybody, and everybody's just kind of like, yeah, okay. And keep scrolling. That would be so sad to be that person.
Yeah, I know. I'm really sad Mom's not here for that. Our mother...
Isn't that the truth?
With aliens.
Now, she would have gone deep diving into that.
Literally, she would have gotten a boat.
We maybe would have had to have gotten her yeah, she really would have. We maybe would have had to get her TikTok just for that. So she could just, that's all her feed would be.
Mom on TikTok would have been
getting real kooky.
That would have been a nightmare.
Oh, yes.
It would have been to reel her in.
Interventions would have had to have happened.
Yeah, it's for the best, really. Like, just that she doesn't have TikTok. She's gone. Oh my God. Oh no, I didn't mean that.
God,
just that she never got on TikTok is for the best.
Coming out of the gate strong tonight.
Oh no.
Sorry, Mom. Oh my gosh. Oh, she would have laughed so hard at that anyway.
Oh, man.
Goodness. Okay.
Oh, boy. Well, where do we go from there?
That would have been one of those jokes that I would have told her, and she'd have laughed and be like, Megan, but would have laughed so hard. And then hit one of us.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, speaking of like assassins and kind of conspiracy theories and all of those things, James and I just watched the show Madness on Netflix.
Okay.
Now, it's good. It feels a little too relevant right now. It's like, oh my gosh.
Oh yeah. Okay.
But it is really well done and it is good, except for, don't you hate when a series just barely misses like the perfect moment?
I'm sorry. Are you talking about the book Verity that I already destroyed for you?
Girl, that's out of my brain. I don't even remember what that was about. In fact,
really like it and then it sucks at the end? Yes.
If you offered to pay me $1,000 right now for me to tell you what any of the books you've ruined me were about or named. Would not be able to do it. Would not be able to do it.
Can I ruin one for you right after this?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Absolutely. I won't remember it tomorrow.
Sure, that's
but
okay.
Yeah, for tonight, absolutely. I mean, maybe we'll see what the espresso does. Maybe it'll retain something.
Oh my gosh, what if you get really smart now?
I'll drink espresso every day. But anyway, I was just really waiting for this one scene. I was like, oh, when this happens, when they finally get to this point, I cannot wait. And then we finally got to that point, and it was like, wah, wah, wah. It didn't ruin the whole series, but it was like, what the hell? I've been waiting for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, now I don't want to watch it.
I'm not going to ruin the whole show, but the premise is this black man gets framed for murder. And the whole series is him trying to prove his innocence.
Yeah.
And it goes all the way to the top. It's one of those.
Yeah.
And then it's a woman assassin's now after him. And she's been after him for a while now. And his badass wife, I'm like, she's about to take this bitch down. Like, I was like, I cannot wait. I said, and I told James, I said, if they do not have a scene where this badass black woman does not kick this white woman's ass, I'll be so pissed. And then finally it happens. They're like, here it is. And it's just the two of them. And I'm like, oh, here we go. I wanted what's Kill Bill style stuff.
I was thinking Kill Bill.
That's what I wanted. And instead it was like, pew, pew, done. And I'm like, no, that could have been the best episode.
I need more violence.
I really did. I was like ready for it.
Yeah. That is how every person who read the Twilight books felt when they finally got that violence scene. Because in the movies, I know you don't care, but like
I wasn't going, like I was going, yeah, like it's not fair.
The whole book series, nothing actually happens. Like it's like, oh, there's going to be a big fight. And then it just all gets settled at the end. And it's like, wow, this was a really big book for literally nothing to happen.
Yeah, that drives me crazy.
And in the movie,
they were like, we'll fix that.
In the movie, Carlisle runs up, and Carlisle's like the dad. Nothing's ever happened to Carlisle. Everybody loves Carlisle. The bad guy pulls his head off.
Oh, shit.
I know. In the movie theater, I've just never been more shocked. I don't think ever in life, even.
For a second, forgot we were talking about Twilight, a very fictional. I'm like, what kind of bad guy is this?
Yeah. He's holding his head. And everybody was like, like to be in a theater on opening night.
With everybody feeling the same emotion.
Yeah. And then like as it keeps going, you're like, well, they're not going to kill him. And then you're like, they might kill him.
Everybody's
fair game. They really might kill him. And they do. They kill Jasper. Sometimes you just need...
Yeah, you need a bigger punch. You needed to like, I wanted that white woman to get her ass kicked so bad. And she was the perfect woman to do it. And it just fell flat. And I thought, I bet a white woman wrote that scene. Ugh.
Pew, pew.
Yeah, pew, pew, done. I'm like, what? I'm sorry. No. Anyway.
I think you're first this week.
Awesome. So if I'm first.
I think you're first this week. I got sounded a little Irish.
You're going to start talking about the theater.
Been watching a lot of Bad Sister.
Oh, it's
getting
so good.
Pretty Irish. Yeah, it is getting really good.
I know. I didn't know if they could do it.
They can. They're just so good.
They are. Are you so
I'm all
current?
caught up. Yeah,
me too. Are you caught up in
Say something. Somebody
somewhere?
I don't know what it's called. Yes. So good.
Did you not love that scene?
I did. It's so good.
Cried. Y'all, there's some good TV on right now.
It really is.
Bad Sisters. Watch it. Shrinking.
So good. I'm one episode behind.
Winner, Chicken Dinner. That one is, just the best.
Yeah.
What was the one I just said?
Somebody Somewhere. Yeah.
HBO. That's a great one.
Yeah.
Dune. My husband's been making me watch that. It's okay. I wouldn't write home about it, but
not gonna watch that.
Whatever, it scratches his itch, and I get to sit there and pretend to pay attention and play Tetris. That's what I've really been into here lately.
Yeah, all right,
it's fine. Whatever. We have our things. It all started with a bird.
Oh, what kind of bird?
Let's see.
Okay.
Hello, Spooky Pals.
Hi.
My name is Brianna, and I was directed to your podcast from my Aunt Sandy Rowe.
Oh,
Sandy.
That is so funny. Sandy and I are catching up thick as thieves.
You all are tight, and I hope it's okay I said your full name, Sandy. I'm not taking it back.
Yeah, Sandy taught me the term blue Lulu. That's when you're believing in the blue conspiracy theory.
Well, Sandy, I don't know whether to thank you or join you.
I asked her yesterday, I'm like, girl, I'm losing hope. She was like, oh, I've got more videos. And she sent like 10. And now I'm sweet, just riding it out till January.
Just, and anytime you doubt it,
yeah,
there's Sandy pushing her own agenda.
I love it.
I'm kidding, Sandy. I believe in you. Okay.
It also might be Brianna. Do we know if it's Brianna?
Oh, I don't know. I just, I like to put a little
Brianna,
fancy
Brianna,
twang into it.
Rochelle, Raquel. Those are the two names
tough, yeah.
that will give me anxiety. Every time I have to say it out loud, I'm like, I'm going to say it wrong.
Right. What if I pick the other one?
Caroline. Ugh.
Gosh.
Every time. I'm like, I'm going to say the wrong one. Yeah. So anyways.
Okay. All right, here we go. Glad we got that out of the
way. Sorry. Do you need to be somewhere?
No, I'm just, it's important to know which names to really trip you up.
I just needed her to know that we could be saying it wrong.
We totally could be, and I apologize, Brianna, but good grief, you wrote it like that. I'm kidding, Brianna. Jeez, I don't know what to do. I wasn't nervous. I wasn't worried about it all until this moment. Good grief. My name is Brianna, and I was directed to your podcast from my Aunt Sandy Rowe. We have so much in common, sometimes I feel we are much closer in age. So I lovingly call her my cousin aunt.
Oh,
that's sweet. We have weekly conversations that your podcast almost always gets brought up in. So I decided to submit my story. Hope you enjoy. I love that.
That's great.
It was the summer of 2013, after my sophomore year, when a bird flew through my house. Out of the old abandoned chimney we had finally decided to open came a black bird, fluttering soot around the house, desperately trying to get out.
Oh.
My step-grandma, Kathy, whom I was really close to, had walked into the house while this event was going on, which set the bird free. I had always been close to Kathy. There was no doubt that I was one of her favorite grandchildren. Oh, gosh. Why do I feel like this is going to get sad real fast?
Oh, no.
It's like I feel it. I can kind of get the tingling like, hold on.
Just remember, she died before TikTok.
A bird went free. And we really like Kathy. Where's Kathy going to go? Okay, hold on. What'd you say?
She died before TikTok.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Thank goodness. That's where you went. There was no doubt that I was one of her favorite grandchildren. She taught me to crochet, and we spent a lot of time together.
Oh.
Kathy came in looking concerned and asked what had happened. When I told her, well, yeah, I would guess.
There's soot everywhere.
Soot everywhere, birds flying around. Like, what is happening? That's not what you expect when you walk into a house.
Right.
When told, she got a worried look on her face. Do you have anyone sick in the family?
Oh.
No, why? I asked. When a bird flies in a home, it typically means that someone will pass, she said.
Oh my gosh.
Whoa, that's crazy.
That is crazy. I've never heard that.
I'm also trying to sit here and think if I've ever had a bird in my house. And if anybody ever died and I just didn't know that was a...
I have definitely had a bird in my house, but I don't know if there was a
what
correlation.
What year was it?
I don't remember. I just remember the panic. Why is it so... Like, it's so scary when that happens. But you're like, it's just a bird.
Well, the bird is so panicked.
The bird is so panicked.
And I think that you get scared because you don't want the bird to hurt itself or anybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a panicky thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I've never killed anybody, so...
Where did that come from?
Because every time a bird comes to the house, somebody dies. I'm just saying, like, it just never has happened.
Okay, gotcha. I was like, a panic can happen even without murder.
But when it does, with murder, it's a lot more exciting.
And if there was more than one blackbird, it is a murder.
I see what you did there. I shrugged it off. Kathy was a very superstitious lady with a morbid sense of humor. I like her already. I guess that's what made us so close. We could sit and talk about her life and beliefs, and I was always open to listening. I was only 15, but many made comments that I was an old soul.
Oh.
Even though Kathy was my step-grandma, we were close friends as well.
Oh.
A week later, I got a call from Kathy. She sounded distraught and was trying to contact my mom. She was not feeling well. Oh, I knew this. I had a feeling. When the ambulance arrived at Kathy's house, she was taken to the hospital where it was discovered that she had a major heart attack shortly after Kathy had died. Being a grieving teen, I found myself avoiding the conversation of Kathy's passing. When asked to attend the funeral, I objected. After the funeral, my then stepfather placed a lot of guilt on me, ignoring the fact that I was also grieving.
Yeah.
But again, I avoided the situation. I know, you can't, a funeral is for the living.
Yeah.
And so if the living if that's not the way they want to grieve,
yeah,
that's okay. Then honor that. Like, if you can't make it there,
Right.
Don't make it there. Go get under the covers. That's, you do what you got to do.
Yeah, and only 15. That's so hard.
Absolutely. Another week had passed. We began going through Kathy's belongings, looking for pictures. It was then that I stumbled upon an antique table with a musical jewelry box sitting on top. The jewelry box was black with a picture of a young couple dancing designed in the top.
Oh.
It was a gift to Kathy from her late husband, John, who had died in the previous year. Sorry, I'm just trying to make all these connections.
Yeah.
So the guy that guilted her
was the son of Kathy.
Okay.
Who is Brianna's stepdad.
Okay, got it now. I decided to take these items to remember Kathy by. Ooh, I hope you have permission.
They're going through your stuff, I think.
Yeah, I hope so. As we both enjoy... I'm just saying. Shit gets crazy when people die. I mean, people get the claws come out. Aaron, you just have all my stuff. Here. It's in recording right now. It's all yours. Nobody fight. It just all goes to Aaron.
All right.
You're welcome, girl. I got some crazy weird shit, like some Halloween costumes.
Do I get your apple bottom?
Oh, yeah. No, James threw that out. That motherfucker. While I was on bed rest, after I told him not to.
Oh, yeah. No, I remember that fight.
It was a fight, too. You don't just throw out someone's apple bottom.
A homemade apple bottom?
A homemade apple. By the way, it was apple bottom jeans and my friends was boots with fur.
Yeah, it was good.
Best. Classic.
Yeah.
I don't even know
how we thought
our
picture for this episode.
Ooh, that would be great. I don't even know how we came up with that, but it was genius.
It was very funny.
Anyway, so that was a fight. I decided to take these items to remember Kathy by, as we both enjoyed antique furniture and I felt a strong connection to the jewelry box. A few days later, at around 3 a.m., I woke up to a pungent smell of cigarette smoke.
Ooh.
The smell was so strong, and it reminded me of Kathy, who was an avid smoker. I sat up in my bed, looking for the source. I turned my attention to the table and jewelry box sitting near the foot of my bed, where I saw a haze of what looked to be like smoke around the jewelry box.
Oh.
I jumped up out of bed, not really concerned with the potential of fire, but more so like, what in the hell is this?
Yeah.
I rubbed my eyes to see if it went away, but it did not. Out of the haze, I saw that the smoke looked more dense directly over the jewelry box, almost as if it were making the shape of a face.
Wow.
I quickly turned on the light. The smoke cleared almost instantly, but the haze left behind was very light, but dissipated quickly.
Huh.
I ran to my mom's room and told her what had happened. My mom is a believer, but she inspected the area and went back to bed. She's like, look, I'm a believer, but I'm tired.
It's late.
It's late. Let's go to bed. I stayed awake the rest of the night, keeping an eye on the table. Now, I believe that it is important. As you should, Brianna. Finally, I feel like this might be the first story that's ever had somebody who sees something fucking weird and doesn't just go right back to sleep.
Yeah.
Every story we ever get, it's like, and then I was like, I just better roll over.
Close my eyes real tight.
They could see like a demon wearing a scary clown mask and they're like, oh my gosh, that's so scary. I better put my head under the pillow and go back to
Next
sleep.
thing I knew, I was fast asleep.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's
sleeping
bizarre.
like a baby. That is so weird. So thank you, Brianna.
Yeah.
You stayed awake and you just didn't take your eyes off that table, just in case. Now, I believe that it is important to note that at the time of this event, the wall that the table and jewelry box sat up against had no electricity. My younger stepsister and I once shared a bedroom, but because of the size of the room, we had built a temporary wall to divide the room, giving us our own separate rooms. This wall had no wiring running through it, just wood and sheets of drywall. I believe all of that is in there to say it could not have been an electrical fire.
That's right. No electricity, no debunking.
Okay, Brianna. Well, I don't know about no debunking, but okay.
It's sentimental. You can't even.
I will take that into consideration once I'm formulating my debunk. So thank you for letting me know. Another year passed and my mother had separated from my then stepfather. Finally, after all the toxicity, he was beginning to be out of our lives.
Oh.
Well, yeah,
Good riddance.
I didn't like him from the moment he shamed you.
Right.
Or guilted you.
Yeah, it's always weird because you're like, ooh, I don't like that guy, but you can't say that until you know.
Well, his mom just died. So you're going to be like,
yeah, that's true. That's true.
Right. But, now
But now
time has passed. Now we're like, you know what?
Yeah.
Bye-bye. I believe that mine and my mom's relationship with Kathy had been the only thing that kept this part of the family together.
Oh.
My mother had begun to leave this toxic relationship, but I know that she was struggling with the guilt of what Kathy would feel. as she also had a strong relationship with her.
Oh, that's so hard.
I feel like Kathy would want you to be happy.
I know.
Even if it was leaving her son that did it.
Yeah, this is on a way lower scale, but I was friends with a guy for a really long time in high school because I loved his mom so much.
Oh, yeah. I remember that guy.
I was like, you're fine. Your mom is so sweet.
Yeah, but I'll keep hanging out.
Mm-hmm. I would come home from college. She'd be like, can we just go out to lunch? I'm like, yes, we can.
Oh, my gosh. That reminds me of that story where at my ex-boyfriend's funeral, I kind of insinuated to his mom that Miles might be his son.
Yeah, you did. Oh, no. Now you're going to have to tell that story.
I'll tell it. It's a good one.
It's so awkward. You're so weird.
I don't know what's wrong with me. Oh my gosh. Why I make things so awkward, I don't know. But I dated this guy in high school, and his mother loved me as well. I mean, she always wanted us to get married, even though we were in high school. I think
I loved him too. He was my favorite of your boyfriends.
When we were growing tell James that.
When you were growing up.
Well, yeah. Looking back on the relationship, it was hilarious because he treated me so well.
I know. He loved me.
And you remember, do you know why we broke up?
No.
Because we got into one fight about evolution.
Oh.
And he was like, well, evolution could be possible. And
oh yeah.
You. Back then, I was like, oh, the hell it could be.
Oh.
I have got to leave you. Like, this will never work. We could never live the rest of. Yeah, I was 15, Erin.
Yeah, we were super brainwashed growing up.
A, super brainwashed, and B, 15. If you get one argument, that's it. This cannot last. We cannot do anything about this.
I once wrote on a test, it was like, explain evolution. And I was like, I'm actually a Christian, and I don't believe in it.
Therefore,
I'm not going to answer.
And then I'm going to drop this Christian mic.
Pretty sure I went home and told Mom, and she's like, I don't even care if you failed that test, baby.
She's like high-fiving, and then let's go drink let's go drink the body of Christ together.
Cheers to the
Eucharist.
Eucharist.
With your little communion cups. Nailed it. Oh,
Welch's.
My gosh. Yeah, exactly. And a little wafer to go with it. Oh, man. Whew, Mom's rolling over there.
It's a very mom-heavy episode.
Anyway, back to the story that I was going to tell really quickly.
Right?
Our episode last week was very short, so
we're filling in the space.
We're filling it in this week. If you thought it was short last week, you're going to think it's really long this week. So anyway, years go by, years pass, even to the point where 4 or 5 years later, after we broke up, she runs into Dad in a grocery store and is like trying to rekindle things. Like, do you think not with Dad? That was weird. But she's
what are her thoughts in evolution now?
Yeah, she's like, is she still single? She was like, my son's not, but he could be. I really don't like his. God. I mean, she really was laying it on thick. And so, anyway, I just know she loves me, and she is a lovely, lovely person. But then, very, very sadly, he passed away. Oh gosh, it's probably been about almost 10 years ago at this point.
Right.
So very sad.
15 years since you've.
Oh yeah, I mean, time has passed. Yeah. So I hadn't seen him in a long time. At this point, I'm married to James.
Oh, it wasn't 10 years ago because you had Miles.
Oh, that's right. So it was about 8 years ago. I had just had a baby.
Yeah.
So I had just had Miles, and I get the news that he had passed away. And I was devastated. That was so sad. He really was the best boyfriend. Sorry, James. Up to that point. I mean, he really kind of was.
Up to that point, you were married to James when you say this.
Just saying. He was really great.
He was really great.
But anyway. So I was like, well, of course I'm going to go to the funeral. So I go to the funeral, and his mom is so lovely. Even through her grief, she just gives me the biggest hug, and she's so happy to see me. And so then she invites me to go to listen.
Just know the way this
Here's
story
the thing.
ends.
Also, I'm not going to say his name just out of respect, but he would think this story. It's like, I know I'm saying that to make myself feel better for telling the story, but I also know him very, very well. Anyway, we get to, she invites me to the intimate part to go to the gravesite. And I'm like, oh, I don't know. And she was like, I would really like you to be there. And I'm like, okay, I will definitely be there. So I go, which was just an honor that she asked me to be there. And I go, and we're standing there. Now, I had just posted pictures of my redheaded baby. And it should be of note that my ex-boyfriend was a redhead.
Yeah.
Good looking redhead.
Real hot redhead.
Real hot redhead.
They do exist.
Yes, they do exist. And he was very good looking. And he was redhead. And she comes up to me. His mom comes up to me. And she just hugs me. And we're both kind of standing there like embracing each other. Like just side by side, arm in arm. You know, just having a moment. And she says something that kind of threw me because I didn't really know how to react to it. Because she's like, oh, I just really wish you all would have always worked out. Even though I knew she felt that way.
Yeah.
To say that at his gravesite, it's like, what do I say? Like, and now I'm married.
Right.
And I have a baby. So if I'm like, me too, well, that would have been a weird thing to say.
Yeah, you can't say that.
So instead of just like standing there quietly, that could have been an option. I could have cried. I could have just, at that moment, just tears, cried.
Yeah.
Would not have had to have said a thing. But instead, because I am me, I make it the most awkward.
Such a weird way to spin it.
I said, well, Miles is a redhead. She looked at me like, what are you telling me? Is this my grandson?
Why would you say that?
Are you telling me like that?
I got together with him every once in a while.
That is my grandbaby? And I looked at her, I was like, oh, but no.
What?
She just
such a weird thing to do.
I know. Gosh, it's making me hot. I literally looked at her and was like, no. I'm so sorry. And then I'm like, I love you. I got to go. I just left. So I'm like,
so embarrassing.
I'm so worried that like to this day, does she think on some level that Miles could be her grandchild?
I think I do at this point.
I know.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. It was such a moment. And I did not know, you know.
It was such a weird move. Such a weird move.
I could feel like I've got hives now. It was such a horrible thing to say, but I don't know why. Why would I go there? But I did. I went there and look, there it is. How in the hell did we get this story?
I don't know. We're at a funeral.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
It was so weird.
Oh, it was so weird.
Okay, back to the story.
Yeah, sorry about that, Brianna. We just hijacked your story. Totally apologize. Okay. One night, my mom sent me a message while I was at a friend's house. Attached to the message was a video from our home security camera showing the lights off in the living room. After a few seconds of confusion as to why this was sent, the lights in the video abruptly turn on.
Oh.
The light switch was in full view of the camera and had been untouched. A few more seconds passed and the light turned off. This repeated. Then a small orb of light could be seen floating across the view of the camera.
Huh.
Later, I would send this video to my Aunt Sandy, who also confirmed what was being seen. Sadly, however, this video was lost. I so wish that I had access to it.
So could they see the light switch actually like
Ooh,
going up
now
and down?
That I might not be able to debunk, but I don't think that's what she says.
Okay.
Or I could also fishing wire. I don't know who. That's going to a lot of links.
That's a lot because you got to go up and then also down.
I mean, it's going to a very extreme for a prank, but you know, there are some out there.
I really don't think it can be done up and down without being seen.
2 fishing wires, one from the top,
How
one
are you?
from the bottom.
How are you pulling it from the top?
How are you pulling
without
it from the bottom? I have no idea.
Gravity helps a little bit.
No,
but from the top,
because these pranksters are invisible. It's weird.
The pranksters are ghosts. That's the twist.
Yes. Okay. After some conversation, Mom had stated that she felt it was Kathy, letting us know that everything was okay.
Oh.
I feel as if there is a lot of guilt around the end of Kathy's life between my mom and I.
Oh.
My guilt being not attending the funeral and my question of if I had called my mom soon enough after receiving the call from Kathy the day of the heart attack.
Oh.
Grief makes you question a lot more than you realize. I feel that my mom carried a lot of guilt around ending the marriage to Kathy's son. However, I feel that Kathy had stopped in a few times just to ease our minds and let us know that it would all be okay.
Oh.
And it was. Thank you, ladies, for being amazing and making my commute to work so enjoyable.
Oh,
Brianna.
That's so sweet.
Oh, and then she puts a picture of the... Oh, wow. Okay, she puts a picture of the jewelry box.
Oh, how cool.
Which is very cool. It's very antique, and the antique table.
Oh, that is very cool.
The design on that antique table is very familiar. Did Mom have something like that? That wood, it's like that wood with something painted on it.
Yeah. It's a lot.
It was like in my bedroom, I think.
It was in my bedroom, and then I put all my Barbies in there.
Oh, okay.
Remember that little? It was a rectangle.
I can remember the smell of that.
Yeah, me too.
Can you remember opening it and the smell of that wood?
Yeah, and then the handle fell off, and I used to have to pry it open with just the tips of my fingers.
Yes. Oh, fun memory. Well, here's what I'll say before I even debunk, and I'm not telling you how to feel, but I'm just thinking Kathy seems like such a lovely person in life, and lovely people don't want you to feel guilty.
Yeah.
Or bad. So I think you just carry on her love and don't try to guilt yourself into anything because Kathy loved you and she wouldn't want that for you.
Yeah.
So,
and now she's telling you.
Yes. And the two things that you're guilty for sound like both women in that story were putting themselves first. And what women often feel guilty about, because we are also indoctrinated with a lot of other things, but we're not allowed to put ourselves first.
Right.
But we absolutely are. So I think good for you at age 15 saying, I cannot go to this funeral.
Yeah.
That should have been honored. So you don't need to feel guilty about that, in my opinion. And then also, Mom, I don't know all the circumstances, but if it was a toxic relationship.
And if you're not happy in general.
Yeah. But in this case, it sounds like it was pretty toxic.
Yeah.
Then good for you. And I bet Kathy would be proud of you both.
That's right.
Okay, so there's that. But as far as a debunk, let me think. The smoke is interesting.
Yeah.
But also, so is waking up in the middle of the night and like you rub your eyes and everything's kind of hazy.
Then she got up out of bed, turned on a light, and could still see it a little bit.
Yeah, but her eyes are still adjusting. Now they're even more so. So if you are already thinking, maybe you were having like this very vivid dream of Kathy. Or maybe I shut the fuck up and I don't say any of this because it was sentimental.
That's true.
Sorry, Brianna, I forgot. I don't debunk these. But you all knew where I was going to go with that. So you guys just get...
She was fishing.
And she's like, no. Okay, fine. If you press me, I'm going to say it. Here's what I will say. She was having a very vivid dream of Kathy. And just the same way, right then, I could smell that box.
Yeah.
Like my memory is so connected to smell. Everybody's is.
Yeah.
And so when I picture opening that little box, I can picture smelling in that very strong wood smell inside of that box. It mixed with like dirty ass Barbies. I mean,
yeah, they were gross.
It was gross.
And they were doing it all the time.
They were dirty in a lot of ways.
They were very dirty.
Yeah, I know.
If you don't think my Barbies were perverts, then you haven't been listening long enough.
And you also didn't own Barbies, because if you're judging that, yeah, that's all Macy James keeps asking for. And I'm like, girl, you're going to make those Barbies do some disgusting things.
It's a rite of passage.
It is, but it's also Macy James. I mean, there's going to be whole new things happening with those Barbies.
Yep.
Anyway, but I digress. I think that your smell and your memory are so strongly connected that she could have been dreaming of a memory of Kathy.
Mm-hmm.
That smell is there when she wakes up, which is like, why am I smelling cigarette smoke? Her eye lands on the first thing she sees, which is the jewelry box. She's like, is it smoke? Because I can smell it so vividly.
Yeah.
Rubbing my eyes, that's getting all a little whatever. There it is. I don't know about the like invisible people pulling on the strings. That all got really weird.
That was all your head.
But I'm going to go with it.
No,
I don't know. I think it's electricity. It's going to do what it's going to do. And I'm sorry, Brianna, that I went ahead and debunked a very sentimental thing. Here's what I will say. Let's hope I'm wrong and Kathy was coming to visit you.
And don't worry. We all know she was. Okay. Well, thank you so much for being a new listener.
Yes. And you're going to get a sticker. Good job,
that's
Brianna.
Right. Yeah.
And good job, Sandy.
Good job, Sandy.
For setting up Brianna like that.
And for helping.
You don't get a sticker for that, but thank you.
And for helping my blue Lulu.
Mm-hmm. I'm kidding. We should, enough of that. We're going to send Sandy a sticker. Got it.
So you two send us an email with your address and we'll send them. So last week was a really shorty.
Yes, it was.
This week we are super long.
Mm-hmm.
You're welcome. You're welcome, ladies.
We know you like it long.
That's right.
Gentlemen.
That's true. I am so sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
You are correct. Yeah, if you're listening, you probably like them long.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, we are I'm going to read just a story I got off of the internet.
Okay.
Like it's not, I think it's from like an article.
So like who, so this is just, I can go for it here.
You can
I can tear it apart.
Do whatever you need to do here.
I love it. This is great.
This is a weird post, but I'm fairly sure my house is haunted, and I wanted to see about others having similar experiences. This house was built in 1954, and I moved in about 2.5 years ago. I live alone with my dog. Things started happening within a few weeks of moving in. Lights turning on and off, doors closing on their own, etc. One night, I was sitting at the kitchen island eating dinner, and a hand grabbed my torso. I also randomly smelled cigarette smoke.
Oh, well, there you go.
Listen
Interesting.
to that coincidence. Or a strong perfume from time to time. So either one. My guest bedroom is carpeted, and you can easily see if someone has walked across the carpet. But often, the blinds will be randomly open after I've closed them, with no visible footprints on the carpet. My mom came to visit.
What? Her carpet, you can tell when someone's walked in it.
Like,
so she's saying so it's not leaving footprints.
Right, there's no footprints, but they've purposely gone in.
Interesting, because as soon as she said the thick carpet, it's just funny the way your mind will fill in holes. Because as soon as you said it's easy to tell, I thought, ooh, somebody's walking across that carpet. She's going to find footprints. But she's saying, or they are saying, the opposite. They can tell something's been moved in the room.
Yeah,
and there's no footprints. Okay.
My mom came to visit and said that she was getting ready in the morning when someone loudly said her name. My best friend was getting ready one morning in that same bathroom, and he, oh no.
That's loud noise disease. What's that name?
Exploding head syndrome.
Exploding head syndrome.
Or loud noise disease.
I like mine better.
Me too. My best friend was getting ready one morning in that same bathroom, and he said he backed up into a person.
What?
But nobody was there. Like, when you feel like you can feel a person?
Yeah, or a towel rack.
You feel a little poke coming through.
Oh, gosh. Skeet one week. Poke coming through another.
Sometimes that's undeniable. You feel that poke.
I mean, and sometimes you don't mind it.
Sometimes you don't.
Saying.
They each told me this on their own. I'd never mentioned that I thought the house was haunted to them. Today, my AirPod case randomly flew off the kitchen counter. I know this sounds kind of ridiculous, but I really think this place is haunted. I'm wondering if anyone has experienced something similar or how they have lived with it. I don't feel threatened or unsafe, but it's just weird. ... And that's it.
I think, okay, I was so excited to just go big.
Yeah.
Whatever. What is it about me? It's like, I really am a woman, like, who's been conditioned. Conditioned to be like, don't be rude. I want to be like, well, Dan, that was so well written and not way over the top. Like, I just really wanted to be way over the top so I could just dig in.
Well, we're not all like that.
No, or this is just a great author who knows if I go too far over the top.
Or these things really happen to them.
Maybe. That's a little far-fetched, in my opinion. Things will just fly off of counters.
They do if the ghosts exist.
They don't.
But if they do, then that happens.
Why do ghosts exist in one place but not another? How can I have lived 44 years?
You haven't. You have
45 the other day. Macy James asked me, and I honestly, 44?
You're 44.
Because it's the year 2024.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but I mean.
You have lived in a haunted house, and you've had haunted things happen to you.
Yeah, but this can't be explained.
No, they can't.
Yeah, they can.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I think most of those things could be explained.
I got lime pulp.
I know. We gotta wrap this up. Okay. Because I'm getting very loopy.
Yeah.
AKA drunk. And I could just sit here all night long. And Rue is like, okay, ladies, how long is this gonna go? Okay. It is just all made up.
Oh, okay, great. Bye, everybody.
Time for fan favorite.
It turns out we're done with this podcast.
No, this is why it's so fun to find them off the internet, because I don't have to care. Okay, no, I'm kidding. I'm just saying that I think that doing lights are electricity.
Okay.
I think that smells, like I just said in the last one, can very much be triggered by memories.
Okay.
So the whole, like, I'm smelling perfume, but also cigarette smoke could be permeating through the carpet. So you're in this new house, new to you house, where there was a former smoker, and you're now smelling smoke. Perhaps it's in the walls. Perhaps it's in the carpet. Have you changed any of those things? Probably not. So that's what that is. Then you've got perfume. I mean, who just came over an hour ago?
Your squatter, your frogger.
I know, but I feel like I'm killing it. What else?
You're doing so good.
Thank you.
Bumping into the poker.
That was clearly the towel rack, and they've got like one of those knobs stoppers.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they got a knob.
Little knob stopper. Back into one of those on purpose.
Oh.
Anyway, on the back of the door, so that your door doesn't hit like in a hotel.
Those are down so low.
Well, how short is this person? We don't know. They did not include that.
Listen, those are very tiny and pokey. And I was kidding about the poke. You bump into a person. Sometimes you can tell it's a person.
Okay, but they could have honestly been a little. Maybe it's a new house. They've never been in there. I think they're a guest in this house.
Maybe.
Even so, they're not aware of how big this room is. So they're like in it. They're like doing their hair. They're doing something. They're very, very focused. They go to back up thinking the room is bigger than it is. Oh, gosh. And it's not. It's right there. The wall with a little pokey thing. Feels like a, whoa, hello.
Okay.
Okay, so there's that.
How are they hearing? How's mom hearing their name?
Exploding head syndrome.
Good grief. All right, let's wrap it up.
I mean, I have just nailed it. All right, moving on. Fan favorite.
So my fan favorite this week, I'm doing it, is Amy Biggs. And I got to include her last name because we really just call her by her last name. So sorry, you're outed.
That's right. That's okay, Biggs. We're glad you're in here.
Yes. I used to work with Amy at my school, and she, lucky duck, got to retire this past year.
So now she has all the time in the world to listen and support our podcast.
That's right. And she does. She just recently became a Patreon.
Oh, that's so great.
She'll be getting a holiday card.
Very nice.
She wrote back, well, I said, we'd love to make you our fan favorite. Thank you for supporting us and being a listener and a friend. Is there anything we can plug? And she wrote, I'm honored. I'll have to skip to get to this week's episode.
Oh, funny. I thought you were just about to say, I'll have to skip tonight, but I'll get you next week. I'm like, well, shit.
No. So I think she's catching up. She said, maybe Alley Cat Advocates. Do I write something explaining why? I said, nah, it's good. What you did was perfect. She said, I know you two hate cats, but at least Alley Cats make sure they don't have any more kittens.
Oh, no. Well, there you go. There you go. No, we're on board with all that.
And she sent a little gif of an excited cat.
That's so cute.
But no, she's great. That's so sweet of her to support us.
Yeah, Biggs is hilarious.
She is hilarious.
I went to go vote with her. Oh, no, protest with her one time.
Something political, I'm sure.
We did something political together, and she's hilarious.
Yeah.
So, Biggs, thank you so much for all your support. Happy retirement. That's amazing.
You are living it up, lady. You deserve it.
You definitely should.
Okay, so, yes, thank you so much for our story, Brianna.
Brianna.
Thank you for the internet existing and letting me.
Or the internet.
And thank you, Amy Biggs.
Yes.
You're such a dork.
Okay. And for the espresso.
Thank you, espresso. Thank you to my 5 years of Starbucks experience and knowing how to make a good latte.
She does it well.
That's right. I've never had a complaint. Anyways.
Okay.
If you would like to check out our website, you can go to myskepticalsister.com, or you can find out how to become a Patreon. $3 a month gets you weekly bonus content like Am I the Asshole, extra bloopers,
ruin books like we're about to do.
I'm about to ruin a book. It was a good one. It was a really fun one.
You are so bad sisters tonight.
I am very Irish. So Aaron go bra. I'm very Irish. I can do the whole thing in an Irish accent. I'll talk about the theater.
What do you think? We did that way too much last time.
Well, it was a few times ago, but anyways.
And it was fine. You did it way too much last time.
I got no complaints again.
Well, you also got no compliments.
Okay. You think you're hilarious.
Oh, I really do.
You snorted.
Yeah, it's getting to that point. I really do think I'm very funny, so we got to wrap this up.
Yeah, right. Okay. Anyways, Am I the Asshole, ruin books, all that fun stuff, dad jokes. And $5 a month, just $2 more, you get all that plus our movie night once a month. Oh, and did I mention sticker and magnet? You also get that. Let's see. You could write us in from our website, or you can write us in on myskepticalsister@gmail.com. You can follow our socials on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And you can rate, review, subscribe, and get your stories in from you, or for, do like Sandy, get your family in, harangue them in, tell them to write us their stories. Okay, I think that is it. We love you all, and we will talk to you next week.
Paz Fura. That's peace out in Spanish.
Oh, I like that.
I know, Paz Fura.
Paz Fura, day 129 on Duolingo. I'm killing it.
La 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 la.
Ooh, Roo. Things just got big.
Okay.
Not in a dirty way.
No, I know.
And like it's got bigger font. Roo gets excited. If I were Roo, I'd be like, thank God. Okay.
Well, what just happened, Chuck?
You
just went limp on us.
Limp.
Some things are getting big. Some things are getting limp.
Things are getting crazy over here. Oh, shit. Okay, no, I didn't. I thought I deleted the story for a second. We have so much in common that sometimes, so she's saying hi to us. Sorry.
Oh, hey.
So now she's still talking about us.
Yeah.
We have so much in common that sometimes I feel we are much closer in age. Oh,
that was a little.
You better be 60. You better be 60, Brianna. So I lovingly. Oh, now I feel really bad. She's talking about Sandy.
Oh.
Oh, no, I'll be defensive for Sandy. No, I'm sorry. Really, I thought you were talking about us. But she's talking about her Aunt Sandy. I don't know. Should I start over? Really getting a little convoluted here.
Yeah,
okay.
maybe. Let's put that in bloopers. Good Lord.
After the funeral, my then stepfather placed a lot of guilt on me. Oh, why? Ignoring the fact. Oh, hold on. Let me do that again, Rue.
I mean, like, it wasn't a nice thing to do, but it was pretty obvious why.
Well, my mind like jumped back to the bird. I'm like, well, you didn't make the bird come into the house.
Oh, no.
It just had forgotten. I just read that line about. Okay, so let me see that. Huh. That sounded like. That sounded. Oh, what character?
Like somebody in Moana.
Maybe, yeah, maybe. In my mind, it was like maybe Uncle Buck or something. John Candy. I think it was a John Candy kind of. Huh. Whew. Here I was, so worried on the way over here I was going to fall asleep. I think I'm good now.
Huh. Oh, was that better? Why is it doing that? Look, you got to tighten this thing up here.
You tighten that thing up there.
Is that better?
Yeah. No, it's horrible.
Huh.
Yeah, a little better. More like,
I don't even remember what it's for now.
What if I read it again? Maybe it'll make it authentic, like a little genuine.
Yeah, maybe.
More organic, if you will. Here we go.